the sticking to your macros, the 30-day challenge, the race, whatever it is, you avoid it. You avoid the ice bath. You avoid doing hard things. And why is that so important? Well, listen, the reality is this, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast, the show, the video, wherever you're tuning in from in the world. I want to know that I appreciate you. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the shares. I appreciate the thumbs up on the podcast, on Apple, on Spotify, on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever you're listening or watching to this. I just want to let you know that we really are freaking appreciative that you are sharing this message, getting something out of it, and giving us those likes and thumbs up. Mario, thanks you too.
You guys are welcome.
But today we're going to talk about the 4 toxic habits that just make you weak. And man, if we look at America, isn't America just soft as baby poo? There's a great little meme. Have you seen that meme, Mario, where the guy's like walking through the hall? It's like 1970, he like bumps his shoulder and then nothing happens. He's like, yeah, whatever. And then 1980, nothing. And then by the time it goes to 2020, he bumps, he falls on the ground, crying and suing, and it's just hilarious.
Yeah, I've seen that.
We've gotten soft. So I'm going to talk about how do you remove the toxic habits, the traits that make you weak. And maybe you don't have all of them, maybe you have one of them, but even if you have one of them, we got to get rid of them, right? There's no room in this man's America for weak men. It's how we got into this situation in the first place. So number 1, you're avoiding challenges or hardships or anything that might be just difficult. The difficult conversation, the sticking to your macros, the 30-day challenge, the race, whatever it is, you avoid it. You avoid the ice bath. You avoid doing hard things. Why is that so important? Well, listen, the reality is this, guys. You got a roof over your head. If you're watching this, you got a freaking phone. You got a computer. You got a TV. For the majority of people, you're surviving. What you're not in a jungle getting chased by a saber-toothed tiger. Are saber-toothed tigers in the jungle?
I have no idea.
If there were, it'd be fucking frightening.
Sounds like that'd be like in Antarctica or something.
Something like that, yeah. Anyways, but my point being is you're not out in the elements. You're not creating hardships. And maybe you might have financially hardships, but that's a different conversation. And those things that you need to overcome as well. But my point is, we have an easy life. We have a society that is built into, we have healthcare systems. Yes, they're shitty. We have them. If you get the flu, you're not going to die, right? You get a fever, you're not going to die. You have a roof over your head. You got food that you eat because everybody's freaking fat in America now. Obesity rates through the roof. So there's plenty of food to eat apparently, right? So we have to fabricate hardships. And why do we need to fabricate hardships? So that we can endure, so that we can rise. I was talking to our employees today and I said, how does a diamond created? Pressure and friction over a long period of time. And that's how a diamond's made. And that's what I told them. I said, I'm gonna put pressure and friction on you because we're growing this company and because I want you guys to be a bunch of diamonds. I want you guys to be a bunch of badass looking diamonds. And the only way that I'm going to get diamonds in this company is applying pressure and friction so that they can grow. And that's what challenges and hardships do. Lean into them. Those things are gifts. Number 2, talked about this in another video, the negative self-talk. We've all been there. We've all done it. Dummy, you stupid dummy, talking to yourself, thinking about you're a screw up. Or maybe somebody has been telling you you're a screw up for a very long time and you bought into the story. Old Bob Proctor, guy's an absolute genius, talked about the power of thinking positive, the thinking of telling yourself who you are and who you're going to be versus what you're not and what you're not going to be. Because as you speak it, so it will be. So if you're a screw up, you're never going to make enough money. You can't get ahead, can't get the girl that I want, can't have the relationship with my wife that I want, can't make the money, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of those negatives, you will speak it into belief. You will speak it into action, into happening. I used to have a belief, a limiting belief that I could be successful as everybody else. I just had to work 10 times harder than everybody to get there. I truly believe that. So what happened? I manifested that reality. It was harder. As soon as I stopped thinking that, shit started getting easier. Things started to flow. So be very careful at the negative self-talk that you do it and pivot it to a very positive. Tell yourself you're a winner. Tell yourself you're a winner. I'm a fucking winner. This is what I do. I win. Number 3, and this is a bad one. This is one that's plaguing, it's probably plaguing everybody. Relying on others for validation or your happiness. I'm going to make it real clear, gentlemen, and then the 6 women that's watching. Your wife is not there to make you happy. It's not. Your friends are not there to make you happy. Your mommy, your daddy, whoever, your brothers and sisters, whatever, your boss, no one's there. No one exists for your happiness or validation. And the sooner you receive your validation from yourself, your happiness comes within, you will be an exponentially more successful and happier person. And because of that, when things happen, it won't derail your happiness because you're self-fulfilling. Now, your wife's happiness isn't relying on you. That needs to be internal to her. And when you guys come together, you share a bond. You share that happiness. But stop seeking validation from others. You were created with everything that you need right inside of you. It's the truth. Your creator, whatever you want to believe, has created you, that you have everything you need for self-validation and happiness within you. Number 4, and this is something that I learned from my wife, setting boundaries. Failure to set personal and professional boundaries is very, very detrimental to your success, because what will happen is you will start to concede on what other people want. When you start to concede on other people want, it encroaches on your personal objectives and goals. So now maybe you missed your training time because you took a phone call, a friend needed help, etc. And another employee derailed you. Doesn't matter what it is. You conceded on your objectives, your goals, because you did not have personal or professional boundaries. What happens then is you become the nice guy, right? Always helping the person out, always taking care of everybody, always sacrificing your objectives for someone else. And what does that lead to? Resentment. You start resenting everyone around you. You become bitter, angry. And the only person to blame is yourself. So set personal boundaries and never concede on your objectives. Guys, if you can do those 4 things, if you just try it, challenge yourself for those 4 things. Don't avoid challenges or hardships, and that can be a conversation, a training thing, a test. It doesn't really matter what it is. Ice baths every morning. Jiu-jitsu. Mario. Be careful of the negative self-talk. Talk to yourself in a positive way. Don't rely on other people for internal validation or happiness. And then set some freaking personal boundaries and professional boundaries. If you do that for 30 days, you will be a much stronger person. Guys, again, thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you so much for giving this a thumbs up. Drop me in a comment if you have a story or a question in the old YouTubes. And then please give us a review on Apple and Spotify. That helps us so much. And we'll keep producing these episodes. Guys, never quit, never surrender, always forward. We'll see you guys in the next one.